How's it going, everybody? Wherever you listen to this podcast right here, this is episode 146 of the TempahZone podcast with your host, me, Amir Max, and that's all facts. And ladies and gentlemen, my special guest with me today on this episode, man, can rap his ass off, okay? I think anytime for the listeners, when I say a rapper can rap his ass off, man, you know, that's when I'm really trying to let it be known to the listeners, you know, how I feel about this next guest that I have on here, man. This is someone who I've been lucky to collab with a good amount of times, more than usual, man. I haven't worked with artists like this amount of times, man, and we got more shit cooking that's on the way. But you know, he's got a solid work ethic, good word choice with the ramen and all that good shit. Ladies and gentlemen, I got Cam-paign in the Zoom building with me. Cam, what's up, dog?
How we doing? Thank you, man. We're doing good. We're doing good, man. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, man, I'm doing great, man. You know, it's only a matter of time before we linked up, dog, and you know, did it up like this, man. And you know, I think it was all lined up perfectly, you know, lined up fine. You know what I'm saying, man? I don't know if 146 has any meaning to you, if any of those numbers mean anything to you, but
you know, we'll see how it goes.
yeah, right. Yeah, maybe later on.
Maybe, who knows?
Yeah, right. Maybe if you add them up, it might mean something.
Maybe, dude. Maybe.
Man. Hell yeah, man. But you know, when I listen to your music, dog, you know, I definitely can tell, like, you know, you're cut from that cloth of rappers who really care about lyrics, really care about flows, and sticking to that. Talk about just, you know, the beginnings with you for music and where it comes from, and you know, what got you to starting to release music on like all platforms and all that good stuff.
Yeah, so it's funny. It's really I actually started when I was in high school. I started early high school. I started early high school, and I was kind of like a stereotype. Like, I wrote rhymes like in the back of the class. Wasn't really paid attention much like at actual school, which is like, you know, kind of a thing. But it's like that was always me. But it kind of paid off, because like when it came my senior year of high school, we had to do a senior project, and they were like, yo, so you got to do something original. You got to you have to make something yourself from scratch. And like, that's going to be like what you did. Like, that's how you graduate. It's like your senior project. I was like, all right, yo, I'm going to rap. It's like, that's what I'm going to do. All this time I've been sitting in the back of the writing raps. I was like, all right, it's going to pay off. So that's what I did. And at the end of my senior year, I played these two or three like horrible songs that I made. Like, probably the first couple of songs I ever made. They were so bad, but that's what I did, and that's how I graduated high school. And then from there, like, I kind of realized, like, whoa, I actually really enjoy doing that. So I kept doing it like post high school, and now I'm here now, like 4 or 5 years later, and I'm still doing it. And I feel like I've gotten better because like I kept with it. So that's kind of where I'm at now. Whereas like I just like I realized, like, I always kind of liked it, but like I stuck with it like through that. So it's like I kind of stuck with it, and so it just, I kind of like I developed that craft and like the writing aspect of it. And I always listen to like the old guy, like the 90s guys, like Nas, Big, Pac, M, like all those, like the early 90s stuff, like the really lyrical stuff. So I kind of like try to develop that over time. And so that's kind of where I'm at now. It's like I keep trying to push it. Like, I always push my pen. Like, I want to make sure I'm sharp with the pen every time I sit down and write. That's kind of where I'm at. But yeah,
totally, man. I could totally see that. And you know, those influences of yours, it definitely shows in your music in a good way, obviously.
Thank you.
Yeah, man. And there's no knock to the new school, obviously.
I'm not trying to knock the new school at all.
Definitely not. No. And
there's plenty of guys in the new school that I respect the hell out of, for sure. But
I only mention it just because it's like, you know, there definitely was something, I guess you could just say, magical about that time period of hip hop, you know. And
for sure, it's what got me into the game. Yeah. Like, exactly. when I first picked up, like when I first like got on like streaming platforms when I was a kid, and I'm looking for music. I'm like, all right, what do I want to listen to? It was Nas. It was old M. It was Big. It was Pac. It was those guys, you know. So that's kind of what first got me into it. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I guess, what would you say to, I just see a lot of people nowadays, man, when they talk about like that older generation of hip hop, man, like people are like, oh, like people don't care about lyrics anymore. It's just a vibe now. Like it doesn't matter what you're saying. It's just a vibe. Like what's your take on when people say stuff like that? Does it irritate you? Do you not care? Like what's your like first reaction to a statement like that?
That's a good question because it's layered. It's like I can understand that. Like I see that like because I also enjoy that. Like I enjoy that music.
For
Like where
sure, yeah.
there's like a vibe. Like there's a vibe to it. Like it's the beat itself that kind of hooks me in. But at the same time, like there's almost a part of me that has more respect for what you're actually saying. Like if you can tell, like not every song is meant to tell you a story, and I
Yeah, for
understand
sure.
that. You know what I'm saying? But
Hmm.
like I definitely like I can respect it more when it's done in the right way. But like I also respect like a solid like this is meant for fun. Like this is meant to you're meant to vibe to. And like I feel like I've made those before.
Yeah.
Like I've made those before, but like maybe like I've been sent a beat where I'm like, all right, I don't have necessarily something I really need to say on this, but I really vibe.
Hmm.
So like there's something I want to say that's just more fun and like I don't necessarily have a point to it, but like there's something I can get off my chest to this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hmm.
It's like I kind of understand both parts of that, you know?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I think I definitely resonate more with the like I have something to say, like maybe it's more clever in a way, like with wordplay. Like that's definitely more my shtick, but
Hmm.
you know, that's
Yeah.
kind of more where I resonate, but I understand both sides.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think,
Yeah.
someone who is, giving them bars like you are, I think sometimes people have this perception like, oh, like that's all you like and you don't like anything else. I don't know
Yeah.
why it is about rapping like that.
That's
People
such
just
a thing, dude. That's
it's
such a
like, yo,
thing.
I like other shit
It's like
too.
I actually like other shit too. I have, you know.
Yeah, like I don't just listen to
Yeah.
like 90s hip hop, man. Like I swear, like I have like,
Yeah,
I listen to
yeah,
yeah, it's
yeah,
like yeah, it's just like just the type of music I make, man. Like what the hell? Like
yeah,
get it out
right,
of here.
right, yeah,
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 people just be reading into that shit too much, man. Nah, but
yeah,
just
true.
that's definitely something I had to ask and get your perspective on. Just based on the type of stuff that you're making, man. And I guess with the way you put your words together, what are there certain things that you do to sharpen the pen? Is there anything specific that helps you get better at writing that you'd want to share with the people?
Um, I like to try to up the ante every time I write for the most part. So I feel like with my debut album, Writing on the Wall, that was kind of like my first outing where I like really was like, all right, I have kind of like a body of work that I started working on probably in like early 2020, where I started writing like a few songs, and then I was like, all right, I feel like I kind of have something I want to say, like at like in project form, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So I started with that, and then um, I kind of like got that off my chest. I feel with that first album, and then post release of that, I I not to like degrade myself, but like I felt like I was like underwhelmed with myself, and I was like,
Mm.
I feel like I can do better. You know, I feel like that's every artist though. In a way,
Yeah.
every time you put something out, you're like, I feel like I can do better. You know
Hmm.
what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that's like maybe that's just me and I'm just crazy. I don't know,
Nah, I feel that.
but I
Yeah.
don't know. Like, yeah, like every time I put something, I'm like, I feel like I could like, and every time I feel like something I'm putting out is perfect. I'll listen to it back like post release and be like, oh, I could have said this different, man, or like I could have done this different, or maybe I could have wrote this, or like maybe this word fits better. Like
Mhm.
I'm so intricate with like every word needs to fit like in the most perfect way. Where it's like a puzzle to me. It's like a jigsaw puzzle where like everything needs to fit perfectly. Like, but
Mhm.
no, so like that's kind of how I am. But with that first drop, I was like I kind of got it off my chest. Like that first drop, I got it off my chest. It was like a big thing for me. And I was like, all right, I was proud of myself. Like, I'm not trying to say like my first album was bad, but like
No,
I
no,
was proud of
definitely.
myself. I was like, all right, I said some things I wanted to say. Um, and then like probably within like the first week of me putting that first album out, writing on the wall, I was back in the lab, back writing. I got beats sent to me here and there, and I was back on the grind, and I just had more things I needed to say. More, I felt like I had some. I still feel like I have so much to prove. Um, yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like I need to push the pen every time I write. Like, it's so like the game. Like, I respect the game so much. For like, I feel like I'm so like I need to push it every time. Like, I can't. I can't like I can't like I can't go back at all.
Nah.
I need to always be moving forward. I'm always trying to think a line ahead.
Mm-hmm.
Like sometimes when I write a song, like sometimes I'll write like the last verse first. Like if I'm telling you, like if I'm writing a song where I'm telling a maybe like a story of some sort, I'll write the last verse first, and then like I'll work like from the back to the front,
Oh,
because
yeah, yeah.
like I know where I want it to go. You know what I'm saying? So like I know where I want it to go, and then I'll kind of work my way back.
Mm-hmm.
On my first album, I wrote this song called Reflection, which is about me and one of my best friends from high school who moved away, and I haven't barely seen him in years, and so that's kind of what it's about. And so like I wrote that last verse first, and I kind of worked my way back, and I feel like it kind of worked better than if I would have started opposite. Like if I
Yeah.
would have started start to finish. So,
Mm-hmm.
but
That's
yeah, it's just kind
interesting,
of how
though.
I operate. Like, but like it's not the same for every song. It's kind of it works different, like depending on the subject matter. So,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
yeah,
I've never heard actually artists, writing like the last verse first and then working that way, but I could totally see how that works. So it's like, okay, this verse I'm writing, I can get all this shit off. Now I have that. I
yeah,
can see what pieces I'm missing and where I can, and
yeah,
add things to this story. Yeah, that's a very
yeah. No, I'm not trying to say I'm like some special case here
no.
or anything. Like
Yeah, I bet there's
it
people who do
happens.
that.
Like
Yeah.
sometimes it happens. This like specific thing I'm talking about. Maybe it calls for that. Maybe I know, like I already know where I want it to go. So then I'll take it there, and then I'll kind of work my way back and be like, all right, what happened that got me here? Like
Mm.
to this final thought, you know? So it's kind of like that's how it works sometimes, not all the time for me, but yeah.
Hmm. Yeah, no, I totally understand that, man. And
Yeah.
back to that point with you, like, making sure every word's intricate and just paying so much attention to detail. I feel like it can be a good thing and a bad thing. You know what I mean? Because it's like
Oh,
you can
100%.
you
Yeah.
can always add more to your songs, and always find ways to
Oh
switch it
yeah.
up and do things differently. But sometimes you just gotta press that green button, man, and just let it go.
Oh yeah.
It's
Yeah,
tough though.
because what that leads to is overthinking. I'm an
Yeah.
overthinker 100%. Like all the time, man. Like I can't like man, like it's tough because like there's always like I said, like every time I put something out, I'll listen to it back myself, and like I'm sometimes like I'm my own biggest fan. Like I feel like I have to be, because like
Oh
I
yeah.
have to like what I put out, because you can't not like what you put out,
Yeah, that's just weird.
because
Yeah.
you know what I mean. Like
Yeah.
like it sounds weird, but like you have
Yeah.
to be like
Yeah.
content with what you're putting out. But
Yeah.
like I'm my own biggest critic too. Like I'm my own biggest fan and my own biggest critic at the same time,
Mhm.
because like I don't
Yeah,
know.
but
Like I'll go back and I'll be like, I could have done this different. I could have done that different. And then like I try to like put that into like what I'm doing next.
mhm.
And then like I'm always learning. Like you're always learning. It's a muscle that I'm always trying to work out
Oh
at
yeah.
all times.
Mhm.
And you'll never get it to 100%. But that's the fun part of the game
Mhm.
to
Yeah.
me. It's like you'll never get that muscle to 100%. You'll always be working on it, and that's the fun part of it. Is because you'll never stop,
Yeah.
and I love it. That's
Yeah,
the part
man.
of it I love.
Yeah,
Yeah.
putting together them words, that just the whole creation of it, man. It's something that's, basically never ending. You can always find different ways to combine that shit and just keep you entertained. But yeah, putting
Yeah.
out music that you don't like, man. I mean, like, I feel like you have to be in like a certain position to do shit like that. Like, because I
Yeah.
think we
Well,
all could put out music we
yeah.
don't like. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like,
yeah,
but it's
because
just
because well, the only reason why I said that too is because like
yeah.
I know people that have put on music that maybe they don't like, but they think other people will like.
Yes. Oh, totally.
And so they're
totally.
so they're catering to people, even though maybe they don't like it, but they're only cater. It's like, don't cater to people. That's my thing. It's like, I have to put out music that I like myself.
Feel that, yeah.
You know, because then that way there's me in there. There's me in the music. Because if I'm putting out music that I don't like, but I think other people like, what's the point? Why am I doing that?
Yeah, right.
That's my opinion. That's where I stand on that. It's like, I have to know and like what I'm doing, or else it's pointless to me.
Yeah. It's almost like you're selling out.
Yeah, like why sell out? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
It's a tricky one, man. You know, some artists, man, like they're just like, yo, like I need to get as much exposure and as much attention as possible.
And exposure is great. Everybody wants that, right?
Yeah,
but it's like, at what cost?
Yeah.
At what cost? Exactly. Yeah. What cost?
It's trippy, man. Yeah, people go to some extreme lengths to try to make that shit. You know, like I just want to rock drops by Lil Uzi. Now everybody's rapping over beats. I go,
right? Yeah.
It's like, yo, I mean, like, no, it's like, some y'all don't really like that shit like that. Like, you know, like the song with the drill like shit.
Right. My thing, man, is keep doing you. Like, if you keep doing you, better at doing you, it will come naturally. Like, if you get better at doing what you want to do you. It'll come naturally. Yeah, like,
I totally agree.
I just like, that's just how I am. Like I'm gonna keep doing what I do. I'm gonna keep doing how I do it, the way I do it. If it happens, great. I'm here. If it doesn't, I'm gonna keep doing it. I'm here.
That's that integrity.
I'm here regardless.
And it'll be better. It'll be better when you get it the way you want it to. Because if you get it the way you get off some bullshit, it's just like, you know, it can be a tough thing to live with.
I'll be a fraud the entire time. Why would I want to be that? I don't want to be a fraud. I want to be me.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
man. Yeah, it's hard to keep that shit up long term as well. So
right, exactly. Yep,
real shit, man. Speaking of keeping it real, bro, and you know, being yourself, man. You know, this latest project, man. You know, we had to talk about it. Paignful Mind. You know, obviously with it, you know, being a pun with the, you know, your rap name Cam-paign, the title Paignful Mind.
Oh, you caught on to that?
Yeah, somehow.
Oh, you caught that? I thought that was a secret.
I thought I was being subtle. Man, talk about just how you came about this, you know, titling it that, and just why make another album like this and drop it, man? What was the whole motivation behind that?
Yeah, so I started writing this like shortly after my first album dropped.
No time.
No time. I waste no time, man. I started writing it shortly after. It was kind of about like where I was at, like with myself, hence the name, like Paignful Mind. And I just kind of like, I thought it fit, like, plus obviously the play on my name and where I was at. And I just kind of went for more of like a darker kind of vibe, like kind of feel. And plus, like, I think like a lot of people, like you said, like a lot of people like the song Supervillain, which I kind of went for more of a real like lyrical kind of like 90s like boom bap type feel with that one, kind of. So thank you, man, I appreciate it. So like there was kind of that, and then I hooked up with Antoine Davis, shout out, and TJ Patiglio on Animal. That one went pretty hard. That
one's crazy. Yeah, that's another crazy one.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so I hooked up with a couple because of my first album. I had no features, and because after that first album, I had that show with Hero, shout out, and I hooked up with some guys after that, and so we went hard on that second project, and it was, like I said, it was kind of a darker feel. I don't know. It was just kind of where it was at the time. I wrote it over probably the course of, I don't know, maybe 6-7 months. And it was just kind of where it was at, you know?
Yeah. That's a pretty quick turnaround, though.
It was. Yeah, it kind of was. It was a quick turnaround. When it's like when you're like, when I'm feeling it. When I'm not, I'm not. I feel like, I don't know, like I feel like it's kind of relatable as an artist, because it's
I totally feel that, bro.
I have a lot of times where like I'm like, when I'm not feeling it, I'm not. Like I'm like, am I even, like, what am I doing? You know what I mean? Like sometimes I feel like that's how I feel, man. Like I'm like, do I even like this anymore? Like, can I even do this? It's like, have I put out music before? I'm like, sometimes I feel like that. And it's like, and then sometimes when I'm feeling it, like when I was writing that album, I was like, with songs like Shadows. I think Shadows was the first song I wrote for that album. And for that one, I was like, I was kind of in my bag. I was like, I'm feeling this. Like I feel like, because I felt like I was a shadow to the game. That's like, I've kind of like I'm kind of like the shadow. Like I'm on the outside looking in kind of feel.
Yeah.
Because so like, that's kind of how I felt when I wrote that. So that's kind of where it was at. But like kind of stuff like that, like kind of like on the outside looking in was kind of like the feel of that for me, at least when I was writing it. But yeah, I mean, like that's not always a bad thing to feel too. Like when you're like new in because like it gives you that hunger. Like it's always good to be hungry. Like you always want to be hungry. Like even if you like, I feel like to me, like obviously I haven't like made it per se, but like even if you make it, you want to be hungry. Yeah. Like that's what it is. Like because if you lose the hunger, like you have to be hungry.
Yeah.
In my opinion, like you have to at all times. Yeah, you always have to love it.
Yeah. It makes me think of Michael Jordan and like The Last Dance in the documentary, talking about how like, just like made up scenarios in his head. Like
exactly
exaggerated shit just to give him something to push him further.
Take everything personal. I took that personally.
I took that personally. I love it though. I love it. I think like,
I love it. I love it.
Rappers being such a highly competitive genre, more than like any other genre. It's like to a point where it's like,
I always say that. Yeah.
To the point where it's almost like, is this a bad thing? How competitive it is? Like, I feel like when you are a rapper in your core, like, you need to have that hunger in you where it's like, oh, y'all must have forgot who I am, or bam, we're gonna drop this song, we're gonna do this song. You gotta.
That's funny you say that too. That's my favorite part about, like, I don't even call it. I mean, obviously it's music, but I call it a sport. Like, just like I call it it's a sport to me. Like first and foremost, it's a sport, because like, how often do you see like Katy Perry and like Taylor Swift are like trying to make the best pop song? No one cares.
Dropping on the same day to compete.
Dropping on the same day, or like they're saying the same shit. It's like no one cares. Like they're making money. Like regardless, like it's just a pop. Like there's a catchy hook, cool, right? I'm saying shit where like I'm trying to prove to you that I'm the best. Like you're lying if you're trying to tell me you're not trying to prove to me that you're not the best. That's what every rapper is doing. At least I am. Like I want to do that every time. Yeah, like that's what we're all doing.
Yeah,
you know. So it's like that's how I view it.
Yeah, most of the things people rap about is how they're better than other people. Like that's like a lot of times that's majority of people, and people love it. There's
that's what we're all doing.
Yeah,
I love it. I wouldn't take anything else. That's how I want it.
Yeah, I think for me, where it gets problematic with rappers, it's like when you start talking outside of rap, when you should just be rapping about it. That's when I have a problem with artists.
Don't bring it outside of the sport. Keep it on the court.
Keep it on the court.
I don't want to hear about it outside the court.
Yeah, like you're on their IG saying like you're better than other rappers, and it's like,
don't do that. Don't
put it in your rhymes. Maybe make it sound
in your rhymes.
Yeah,
You're trying to tell me you're better than somebody else. Rhyme about it. Yeah. Tell me. Show me. Yeah, I feel the same way. Same exact way.
I think even that's being cut from a different cloth too. Like that's that old quote unquote. That's the old school mentality where it's like, nah, like I'm gonna prove to you I'm better by rapping about something, or just I'm not gonna tweet it. I ain't gonna post about it. I'm just gonna rap about it. But that's something that's from a different, the older cloth too, man. But artists like you, man. I mean, and it's definitely something that is kept alive. But it's just that's just a tradition that's got to keep going in rap, man. That's what makes rap.
Yeah, I feel it's definitely a lot less now, but it's still out there. You can find it.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's that part of hip hop that'll always kind of be there. Like no matter how prevalent like other parts of it get, it'll always be the underlying part of hip hop. It's what keeps it alive to me. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Yeah,
it's always gonna be there.
Yeah, and people are they just love drama. So if there's a little rap beef going on, sending disses out.
I'm a sucker for it, man. I'm a sucker for it. Give me that. Give me more of it.
Yeah, so it's just one of those things, man. You know, people just gonna be drawn to it, man. It's just human nature, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, seriously, man. You know, you dropped this album, man. You already, previewing music, and gearing up for what's next to come. I guess I gotta ask you, man. I know what I gotta ask you is this: how do you keep up with releasing at such a high volume, and how do you maintain something like that? Because I feel like for certain artists they can do it, but then they cut off and they don't drop shit for months, even like a year or so. And in this day and age, you just can't go that long without putting out music. So what are some things that you do mentally, physically, or however you want to put it to release at a high volume?
It's I mean, I could say the cliche thing and say consistency, but like, what is consistency? You know, it's like, so at the end of the day, it's love for it. Like, how much love do you really have for the game?
Yeah.
And like, I have like, I don't know who without it at this point. Like without music, without rap, I don't know what I'd be doing. I don't know where I'd be. Like when I'm having a horrible day, I'll go sit in my room and I'll write. Even if it 95% of the time, like 95% of the time, it turns out to be nothing, right? And maybe I'm just venting my feelings. Maybe it's it's nothing. But it's everything. You have to keep like the volume of putting on music. You have to have love for it. You have to be. You have to just keep. You have to keep writing. You have to. I'm always writing. I'm always writing.
That's a muscle you gotta keep working for sure.
Even if I don't want to, like even if I don't know what to write about, I'm writing about the fact that I don't know what to write about. I don't know if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
but like,
I gotcha.
Like, I don't know what I'm writing about. Maybe there's no subject matter. It's just like, what did I do today? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, what did I do today? Oh, I went to the store. And then like, maybe like I'm writing about and then like, maybe I'll think of a punchline off of what I did when I went to the store. There was a crazy customer at Walmart. Maybe I rhyme about something they did at Walmart, like it's something weird, but like, it's something like that. Like, I don't know. So it's just like, I'm always working at, like, I feel like I'm insane most of the time. Like, I feel like nobody understands what I'm thinking about. Like I literally feel like I'm insane. Like
constantly thinking of shit for your next song.
I'm always thinking like sometimes I'll be staring like my buddies will be like, "What are you doing? Like, what are you looking at?" I'll be like, and I'll be zoning out. I'll be like, "Oh, I don't know." Like, I'm thinking of song. Like, I think of rhymes. Like, I don't know, man. Like, but yeah, I don't know. I feel like it's definitely like the cliche thing of like consistency, but it is like, it's cliche, but like that's what it is. It's like you have to always sit down. You have to always like write, regardless of what's going on. Like that's what I do. Yeah, I don't know. Like it's just, even if I'm not feeling it, like you have to sit there. You have to put in the work.
You got to put something out.
You got to put something out. Like that's how I put, like, if I'm putting like you said, like I try to put music out like at a pretty consistent rate. Like I want to, like, that's how I want to do it. Like I want to make sure like I'm out there, So
yeah, and it's the day and age we're in, dude. Yeah, and on top of that too, like the day and age we're in, like if you go a year without dropping music, people think you're done making music.
You're gone. I mean? Yeah, you're off the map already. Like you're basically gone. Like, who's that guy? Cam-paign? Who's that guy?
Yeah.
Where'd he go?
Yeah, it's a tricky one. It's all about like, like there's so many ways you can make it. Like you don't have to drop at a high volume to make it, but it does look true. Good when you can drop at a high volume and the shit's all fire.
Yeah, because people know you're gonna be there, and you're that guy. You're the guy. Like you're gonna be there when they want to drop. You're gonna be there. So it's definitely a good thing to do, but you don't want to go quantity over quality.
Yeah, that's the other part.
That's definitely not what you want to do. Yeah.
Yeah, because I definitely feel like, the bigger artists, they definitely prioritize the quantity because it will make more money on the back end with the streaming and stuff like that.
We won't name names, but they're out there.
And it bothers me because like as an artist,
it bothers me too. Yeah,
I'm just listening to this 23, 24, 25 track album. I'm like, two of these songs I like. like
I'm like, bro, there ain't one song on here that I like. Maybe there's two, but there's 26 songs on here.
Sometimes it's like that. I'm like, dang, like I only like one song out of these 26. It's like, but it's like they don't care. It's like you listen to the whole album, and so did 100.
You know what happens is that one song will get radio play and huge like streams, and they'll be like, yo, I won. But it's like, did you though?
Yeah,
you know, it's like I don't know. It's like I don't know. That bugs me though. But
yeah, and that's a whole other thing too. Like
that's a whole other thing.
Yeah, that's a whole other like this like albums and like people not even really caring about the putting albums together and a body of work. It's not really like as sought after by artists to do as much as it used to be. I feel like, you know, which is
I respect the shit at an actual like body of work that like makes sense together. The whole thing like make random is like songs, like individual songs that you threw together. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah. Sometimes, I respect if it's good music, it's good music. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, like if it's good music, I'm gonna I love it. Like that's great. But if you put to like a well put together, like you're telling me something, and that's not everybody. Like that's more like the old head kind of like vibe too. I feel, but. Like I respect both. It kind of depends on how it's done.
Yeah, for sure.
At the end of the day, you know. But yeah, it depends. It's a case by case basis. But like I respect both. It depends on how it's done, I guess. But
yeah,
you know,
definitely the execution is everything there, though, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's you know, you gotta have a love for the to in order to be consistent with this rap shit. If when you drop at a high volume, like it's it's definitely clear, like. You have a passion for it. You know what I mean? And if people see your passion for it and you're putting out good shit, they're gonna be like, dang, man, like I gotta tune in. This dude's locked in. Like, oh shit. Like let me peep what's going on here. So I
remember quick side note. I remember like last summer, all my buddies are like, they're all hanging out, whatever. And I'd be like, oh, I can't make it tonight. Where's Cam at? Like, what's he doing? Fucking sitting in my room, just I'm just writing. Oh, what's he doing? Like they're all drinking, they're all hanging out, and I'm just sitting in there writing Paignful Mind. Little do they know, they have no idea. So it's like it's stuff like that. Like I took the hit, like in that aspect, but it's like, but now like this summer, they're all we're all like hanging out at the lake and they're all listening to that. So it's like, you know what I mean? So it's like I feel like for me, like there's like a personal payoff because like. I have people close to me that all like it. So it's like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, man.
I don't know. Like even just like on like small, like the small scale, like I have people close to me that like listen, like they've been listening to me for years. Like they all like what I put out. Like they understand the work that I put in. And so like they'll listen to it and like they love it. And like they'll kind of see like some of like the behind the scenes stuff or like I'm like writing for hours on end. Like some story I'm trying to tell you or something like that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know, stuff like that, but all the behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah, that's dope, man. And, when people see the behind the scenes stuff and really get to figure out, the time you put into it, then you'll garner, fans for life doing that type of shit, man. Even if, they're obviously, friends of yours. I mean, like, not all your friends are going to mess with your music. Sometimes the strangers like it more, but when you have friends who really vibe with your music like that, man, like that's such an important thing to have because they're definitely...
it is. It's great, yeah. Because it helps you. I'm not trying to say like that. That's not everything. Like you like, but it helps. It helps me at least like keep going. They people close to you that really like enjoy, like understand, not just enjoy what I like the final product, but like enjoy like what I do and like they understand what I do. It's not just like, all right, I rapped this and it took me 5 minutes and I put it out. Mm-hmm. Like it's hours and hours of like, I wrote this, I record, it took me hours and hours to record this. I changed this, I produced this. Like it's everything that goes into it. And it's like, they understand that. So it helps me to keep going because it's not just like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
like there's more to it than just like, oh, I just thought of this, so I put it out.
Oh, it's so much more.
You know what I mean? It's so much more. Like
sometimes you got to really dig in deep inside yourself to come out.
Sometimes I dig in so deep where I'm like, oh yeah.
And people don't see that side, so people don't understand like how deep in your brain you have to go to come up with some of these things you come up with. It can be a process. You can gotta go do some, I'll just say bluntly, some fucked up shit in order to make some piece of art.
Absolutely. I've gone through some fucked up shit, man.
Yeah,
just to think of some of the shit that I've written.
Oh yeah, you gotta dig into your brain and look at everything. Like, how do we put this in the lyrics and not, sound crazy?
Yeah. I've gone into some fucked up shit just to think of some of like I won't name anything like any songs in particular, but some of the shit I've written is like there's some underlying meaning in it, but like maybe just to me, like I don't even know if anyone else really knows, but like it's shit that I've got off my chest that like really kind of helped me when I was writing it, and then kind of like putting it out, like it was shit that I had to get off my chest, but I honestly don't even know if anyone really understands it other than me.
Yeah,
and that's okay with me,
and that's
okay with me.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? So, but I get that 100%.
Yeah, dude, that's some real shit right there, dog. That's some real shit, man. Cam-paign, what can the people expect next from you, dog? I know you got some crazy shit in the tuck, dog. That's just you ready to release, man. What do you want to share for the people that you can disclose?
I got some shit, man. I got some shit coming up. I'm working on something. I got something in the pipeline with Vori right now.
Yeah,
bro, he was on.
That's crazy. Yeah.
I hit it. There was a little. I had a little bit of trouble. There was a little bit of technical difficulties with that one, but we're working on it.
Okay.
That one's gonna be coming. That one's gonna be coming soon. He was on. I don't know. He was on Donda with Kanye.
I know.
That'll be coming.
Vori's nice, bro.
Vori's nice with it. That'll be coming soon, I hope. I think. Dare I say it? Song of the summer. Me and you. I don't know, man. Dude, I fuck with that one a lot. I think that one. I fuck with it a lot.
Yeah, that one.
I think it's gonna be a good one.
That was.
That was. Good.
I'm not saying. Yeah, you say whatever.
I don't know. I don't want to sound too confident with that one, but that one's fucking good, man. I don't
know. We got one. We got one with this one, y'all. That's all I'm gonna say.
We got one in the pipeline.
Another one.
And I got plenty more shit that's gonna be on the way soon. I hope this summer coming up. Yeah, a lot of shit. I'm like I said, I'm always working. So I'm always on something. Right when something drops, just expect me to. I'm working on something else. Something's gonna be coming.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of where I'm at. But
believe that.
Yeah, man.
Believe that. Man. I already know that, man. Hell yeah, yes, sir. Man. My last question for you, dog. Last real question here I got for you, and this is the question I ask every guest I have on TZP. What is some advice that you would give to any artist starting out? What's some tips or tricks that you would tell them that you wish someone gave you when you started out?
I'd say don't doubt yourself, because I know that I did. Like when I first started, I doubted myself, like because I had a lot of people say like, you can't do that. Like what makes you think you can do that? And I was and I'd sit there, I'd go home and I'd be like, why do I think I can do that? Like why could I? But like, this is the music I listen to. Like this is like I study it. I don't just listen to it, I study it.
Yeah.
You know? So I'm like, so then I'd sit there and I think about what they say to me and I go, why can't I do that? If this is like my pastime, like this is like what I do. Like I listen to it, I study it. I'm like, why can't I sit down and write? Like, why can't I write a song to a beat? Like why couldn't I do this? So I just said, fuck that. Like, fuck you. Like, why can't I?
Yeah.
So I just sat there and I just kept doing it. Like, you just have to keep doing it. Like that's, I don't know. I don't know. Like, I'm not some kind of prophet. I don't know what else to say other than like, just keep fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
the attempt is everything. Yeah.
Just keep doing it. Like, just keep don't like, if you feel in you that you can keep doing it, keep fucking doing it. That's all you can do.
Yeah.
Like, just keep doing it. Keep writing, keep recording. Like, do whatever you have to do. Better yourself. Keep going. Keep learning. Keep losing, because losing, you learn.
Yes.
That's the only way to do it. You know?
Oh, shit, man. It's as simple as that, man.
That's how you do it.
They don't want to hear it, man, but it's how it is, bro.
I didn't want to hear it either. I don't. Nobody likes losing. Nobody likes losing. But you know when you like losing is after you realize that you lost and you learn from it. That's how it goes.
Bounce back.
That's how it goes, man.
Hit them tenfold.
That's how it goes.
Yes, sir. Hell yeah.
That's how you do it.
Cam-paign, thank you very much for being on TempahZone podcast on TZP, man.
Yes, sir.
It's been a really dope one. What do you want to plug for the people before we wrap this one up? Where can they follow you? All that good stuff.
Yeah, Instagram. I'm on there. Cam-paign. Cam-paign Zero is my name on there. Spotify. Check me out. Cam-paign. Apple Music. Same thing. Anything. Yeah, just Cam-paign on pretty much everything. Paignful Mind's most recent album. Check that out if you want. Yeah.
Y'all heard
That's
it.
it.
Y'all heard it here. Cam-paign, thank you very much, man. For real, dog.
Yes, sir. Thank you, man. Thank you for having me on. Appreciate it.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's been another episode of TempahZone Podcast. Make sure you tune in next week for a brand new episode. All righty, y'all. Peace out.